Hi guys, last week I went to Tendo to see Ningen Shogi, and I thought I would make a short video presenting to you the idea of Ningen Shogi. So let's start. The place I went to is in north part of Japan. It's in Yamagata Prefecture, and the city is called Tendo. The event itself was in Maizuru Park. Here is how it looks. It's April, so you can see beautiful Sakura. In Tendo City there is above 60,000 people. The city is famous for unusual reason. Tendo is the most famous for shogi pieces production. Actually, above 95% of the country production, piece production, is from Tendo. Here you can see one example of a big piece. And here you can see master artist at work. But only for that reason it would be boring, right? Yeah, you're right, there is much more cool thing about Tendo. Actually, whenever you go, starting from the station, you can find shogi pieces, pictures, shogi pieces, figures. Wherever you go, you can see shogi designs all over the city, like here. I also found ice cream in shape of shogi piece. But what is the curse of shogi players in Tendo is that you cannot walk far away from the station because on every street there is a tsume shogi problem. Not only on the floor but also on the poles. I actually found many of them. There is of course Shogi Dojo, and if you look at the back of it, you can see my old shikishi from 2011, from the first time I came to Japan. If you are ever in Tendo, you also can visit the Museum of Shogi. They have all types of shogi pieces, chess pieces, and they explain how pieces are being made. Unfortunately, I couldn't take photos there. So, this is different from the event. It was held on April 20 to 21st. Unfortunately, it was only on the 20th, and I will talk about that day. So, as I said, it's in Maizuru Park, and this is how it looks. There's a big board, castle, and many beautiful sakuras around. The things you have to notice is there are two towers on both sides of the board where the players will sit. There's also a big drum, and of course there is a big board that you can see the commentary of other professionals. It started at 10 o'clock, and the first thing that was in program was a special, it sounds weird in English, but memorial service for pieces. There is a line of priests and designated people who goes up the hill toward the famous piece, and as you see on the photo, they make a memorial service for pieces that weren't made good enough or they were used for practice. After that, opening ceremony was held, and you can see the guest professionals. And of course, what would be a Japanese festival without performances? Mostly performed by young students. The one that I liked the most was actually drums. Not only the way they play, but also the way they move around made a deep impression on me. And after it, we had the first part of today's event, which was children version of Ningen Shogi, and the kids that play the pieces enter the stage. Those two primary school students were about to play a very unusual game on the event. The kids were supposed to play a two-piece handicap against computer. You might have seen it playing against professional, but this one is the 4th generation and it's called Den-O-Te Ichi-Ni-San. Here we see the computer bowling. So I think you get the idea. The players play on the board and the pieces are being moved so that the viewers can see them clearly. The game went on. The computer didn't play the Joseki, so it was probably a hard fight for the kids. But everybody enjoyed the game. The pieces that are not being used are set up next to the board. The color of the samurais doesn't matter anymore. The computer was pretty scary. It played every time immediately after the kids played their move. And in the end, unfortunately, the computer won. So after the kids shogi, it came time for the full-size shogi, and the event started. A special performance, as every year. By the way, even though I was privately there, I still spent most of the time in the organizer area. This is why you might see different view on the Ningen Shogi from that part of the board. Big part of the game will be performance, therefore both of the players, they will be wearing samurai clothes. And the idea is that the West is fighting the East. They will resolve the fight through shogi. And by the way, this is the hill people sit on in order to see the board from the top. And of course, as every shogi game starts, it starts with piece setup. You can see different pieces here. And I just love the drums. And here comes the enemy army. There are special rules. You have to move all the pieces, because pieces are humans and they are here for the festival for the fun, so you have to move all the pieces. And number 2, the game must be finished in 1 hour, although it happens that game is little longer. And the third rule is play until the very end, so similar to rule number 1, you wanna move all the pieces as much as possible, so you have to play until the checkmate. And there is a special rule for the commentators, that they are supposed to say funny stuff for the watchers. It is also a tradition that both of the players, since they are samurais fighting, they have to speak in the samurai way. It's difficult to explain that in English though, but they will be using special accent, special Japanese word. And here are the players, they take their place on the towers. And the fight begins. So the players say on which square they want to move the piece. And as you can hear the drum, there's actually different drum for each piece. I think it's very cool. Every piece will have their own melody. At 30 minutes, there is a special performance. They ask the audience who they think is winning, and the commentator gives their opinion about the position. And here we had 2 special guests, Kitao Sensei and Kagawa Sensei, and they both joined the commentator phase. Here you can see Kagawa-san reading Byoyami, because the game turned out to be longer than 1 hour. By the way, you can watch the game on Shogi Live. Both of the Ningen Shogi games were available there. And the game finished with resignation. Unfortunately, one side didn't move all the pieces, but the game was pretty entertaining. You can see a little bit of backstage action.
お前分かったそれば両軍の陣形を改めよおお忍びの者いざ出会え出会え
So they announced that the game finished and they told Shinobi to clean up. Shinobi meaning ninja. After which the winner was announced and the winning army did a special victory shot.
Hey! Hey! Oh! Hey! 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 Oh!
The game finished and all the pieces, all the human, come back to the castle. After that, the winner of the game will go to the tower and throw special cookies for the viewers. So I hope you enjoyed and see you next time.